What's going on, all you beautiful dreamers out there in TV land? It is Brian, and welcome to Sky's the Limit podcast. How you all doing tonight? Hopefully, you all can hear and see me pretty good. Kind of was a little late tonight. Let's go ahead and get on with some of the shout outs. James Perry, JNS, what's going on? How you doing tonight? Mike Duvall, over there at Morse Avenue. What's going on? I'm doing good, pretty good. Had a crazy week this week, man. So looks like that's all that's here right now. Hold on, my headset's acting up. Hold on one second. There, that sounds a little bit better. Little technical difficulties. Hopefully you guys can hear and see me. All right. So tonight we're going to go over a little bit of Tinley, what I learned, what I kind of did, some of the animals that we picked up. Um, besides, yeah. So, sorry, I had a brain fart there for a second. But yeah, some of the animals that we picked up, some of the things that I kinda was because I went there more to network and to check out people's setups, their backdrops, their displays, everything to kinda get an idea of, how the professionals do it, let's say, because if I ever wanna do, like, Schaumburg or something, a bigger show, I kinda wanna look more professional. So, with that, um, let's see, the displays, I've noticed we did have a couple of people there with, animal plastic displays like the ones I use. They did look pretty nice, but I did notice they don't look as nice as, some of the other setups, like from Next Level or ARS. I really did like, Amos's setup. He was running, I do believe, the Next Level displays, and then, Justin, had a really nice setup. He always has a nice setup. Um, he was running ARS displays. Um and then I was also looking and talking to Billy Rose from Mutation Creation about, NFC tags, which what those are is, instead of, putting actual labels on your display case, you can use this little it is a little tag about that big around, and it has a chip in it, so you can program it to your Husbandry Pro, and anytime you change the animal out in your display, you just touch your phone to it, it'll pull up the animal that was in display. You can scan the QR code for the new animal that you're putting in, or you can type it in it manually, hit update, put it back to the NFC chip, and it'll update the chip. That way, whenever you put it, your phone up to it, it pulls up all the information that's of the animal for, let's say, feeding, sheds, sell price, genetics, all that, which really seemed really, really cool. So I think, I might wanna think about investing into those, um, backdrops. Uh, yeah, Mike, those are awesome. It would make, changing out animals. So let's say I have a display case full of animals and I have some sitting behind the table that aren't able to go into the display because I have no room on my, table, or just say for backup. And when I sell an animal out of the display case, I can replace that animal, and instead of changing out all of that with the chalk marker or the, you know, maker and having to print all that out, I could just hit my phone up to the NFC tag and change it out right there and then real quick, real simple, and that it'll save a lot of time. It'll actually save money in the long run as well from not having to buy the labels for the, label making machine, the label tape, or having to buy the chalk markers, and anything that we can do to cut our overhead costs in the long run without cutting quality is better. And if the NFC tags, once you put them on, they don't ever have to come off. They can always stay on there. You could use them for your tubs instead of like how I have, hold on, let me pull one off here. Like how I have these here, they have the genetics, QR codes and everything. Um, these are little tags that'll go right onto the tub, and you never have to change them. You don't have to worry about like this when I change my tubs out and put a new animal into the tub because I clean the tub. I don't always put the animal in the same tub. So how I do it now is I have Velcro onto the back of my tub cards and then Velcro on my tubs, as you can see in the background. This will eliminate me having to buy the lamination cards, printing out cards when I get new animals. I could just stick this on there, program it into my Husbandry Pro, hit my phone to the NFC tag, and it's all updated. So it'll save printer paper, printer ink, it'll save the lamination, the NFCs in the long run will save a lot of money, and they'll actually pay for themselves. So that is something I was thinking about investing in, as well as, better display cases. Because, like I said, when I went to Tinley, I did notice that the animal plastics displays did look nice, but it didn't look as nice when they were all lined up because, one guy had, like, I think it was 10 or 15 of them, in the solid white color, all lined up and everything, and it looked nice. It did. I am not gonna say it didn't. But at the same time, I think, like, Justin Canova's the animal plastics or the next levels all lined up next to each other looked a whole lot nicer than the separate display cases, for big displays. Um, Besides that, with the tablecloths, I noticed, a lot more people are using the what is it? The stretchable tablecloths, the ones that fit over it, and not so much of the fitted tablecloths, or they were using regular solid color tablecloths with the runners on 'em. So don't get me wrong, I do like my fitted tablecloth that I have, and I haven't been using it as much as well as the banner because I do plan on upgrading and updating the logo on the banner and the tablecloth, so I haven't been using it as much. So that's why if you see pictures of me at this, expos and everything, that's why you might not have seen the banner in this background lately. It's because we are in the process of upgrading them. But before I went and bought anything or made any purchases, I wanted to do some research on seeing on what the other people's backdrops were. Um, None of them had the vinyl backdrops. None of them had, like, the, outside banner type backdrops. Almost everybody I see at Tinley, 99% of them had fabric, straight tension fabric, backdrops. Um, some of them had the lights on them, which I thought was pretty cool. What I would like to do with my backdrop is get the tension fabric backdrop, but I would like to see if there's a way I can inlay an LED light around the, outline of my logo. Just to do, like, the outlines in, like, maybe a blue or a red, something to make it pop a little bit more. Because I did notice, the people's displays and the people's backdrops that popped a little bit more, and that even if they wasn't well known in the industry, but if their banners and their backdrops popped and their tablecloths had that little pizzazz to it, they got a lot more attention at their, table. For key example, Leviathan snakes. One table, very small setup, beautiful, beautiful setup though, and that but the coloring of their backdrop because of their coloring, because of, their coloring of their tablecloth, and that it really spoke to people, so it made more people want to come up to their table and see what was on their table. Um, there's quite a few times and I went during VIP, so I was there Friday when general public wasn't allowed there, and I was still fighting to get to, some of these guys' tables. There's actually a lot of tables in my footage that I wasn't able to get to. I wish I was, like Brock Wagner's, table. I was able to get to it and look at his animals, but I wasn't able to film anything because there was so many people around his table all the time. Um, just to try to film anything, it was like I was getting pushed along, or I had to put my camera over top of somebody like this and that, and made them feel uncomfortable, made me feel kinda uncomfortable doing it, and then the footage didn't come out good anyways. So I didn't use that footage in any of them. Um, some of the animals I seen at Tinley that so my expectations of Tinley was that every animal on the table were gonna be $1,000 animals, everybody's bringing their A game. Um, that was the case, but at the same time, it wasn't the case. Um, there was a lot of animals that I seen that were underneath oh, $1,000. There was a lot of animals that I seen that, like, Bob Wu, he had quite a few animals on his table that were $400 or, around in the $400 range. I seen a couple that were in the $300 range. No, he didn't have no $50 animals or anything like that, but what I'm saying is he didn't have everything extremely expensive that was out of range. He had animals on his table, and almost everybody had animals on their table that hit every price point. So if you were a pet owner just getting into the hobby, somebody had a animal on their table that was in your price range. If you were a mid-level hobbyist just getting into breeding, they had animals in their table on that price range with great genetics. If you were a serious breeder, like a lot of us are, beginner breeders, but we're serious about it, we wanna make this a business, they had animals that met our price range. Um, so I noticed that you don't always have to take every single animal you or let's say every single animal you take don't have to be that $10,000 animal. There is a market there at Tinley for those pet quality animals. Um, Now, some of the genetics that I seen there that I was hoping to see, I did see. I did see some Mackenzie, I did see some Monarch, I did see some zebra. Um, wait, actually, no, no, I don't remember seeing any zebra actually. But one that I did see that I was really happy to see was the Black Matter project. Um, those are really awesome animals. Um, Really, really black, dark upper like, the whole body's black, really white belly, it's actually a project that I'm possibly thinking about getting into in the future. Yeah, because the darkness of the animals in that Black Matter project is just stunning. The guy actually pulled one out, put it up against, my Morph Market shirt that I was wearing at the time, which was a black Morph Market shirt, and the animal was actually blacker than the shirt, which really blew my mind 'cause it was like, "Oh, wow." If you can get that type of black along with some of these, like, high ODs or, some of the fire OD yellow belly stuff, with that black, wow, the contrast would be amazing. And then if you can get that type of black into, let's say, the True Ghost or the hypo VIP xanthics or into xanthics and get the whiters to become more white and those blacks to become as black as that black matter gene is or the black matter project is, that would honestly be awesome. And it kind of made me also switch my thought because then I started thinking about the True Ghost because everybody, I want to work the True Ghost project, and that and I was thinking, well, what if I can get a true ghost that has the whites as white as what Babu gets, um, and get the blacks as black as the dark matter, but put that G stripe in it, so it would kinda look like black racing stripes on a white Mustang, is the only way I can really explain it is what I'm seeing in my head. I don't think it's been done yet, but it's something that really piqued my interest. It really made me start thinking about different routes on maybe the projects that I wanna work. Of course, don't get me wrong, my 6 gene animal, my perfect storm project, that's always they're gonna be there. That's one that I'm always gonna be working. Actually, that's the main project that I'm going to be working is that perfect storm project. Um, but at the same time, while working that project, it's that perfect storm project is kinda like taking the True Ghost project and the Holy Grail project and kinda combining them together a little bit with, adding a couple other genes into it. So, knowing that now that my Holy Grail project and my True Ghost project is what's kind of going towards my, perfect storm, now I know I have 2 projects what I'm gonna work. I know that my Holy Grail project, I know that I wanna get Enchi, I know I wanna get Yellow Belly in it, and I know I wanna get, Leopard into that project. Um, Now the True Ghost project, I know I wanna get that G-stripe into that. And like I said, of course, my, perfect storm, which is the lavender albino, clown, pied, VPI, G-stripe, enhancer. And then I also have the monsoon floating around in my, collection as well, which I wanna try to work that into our projects as well. Um, Besides that, other animals that I did see there, exotic fire hogs had a really amazing, I do believe it was a albino, um Sable, kinda, I have a video on it. You go back, check my YouTube, and that I do believe it's Tinley Part 2, and that, he really inspired me to actually start working into the hog noses. So I went and picked up a hog nose over at Tinley. Um, so getting into some new species, never worked with hognoses before. Pretty cool little thing. Very over dramatic, very, very over dramatic. Go to feed it and it's hissing and striking and everything. It's just so over dramatic. It's funny as heck. Like I when we got it home, I pulled it out, of course, to do my normal inspection on it before I put it into the quarantine rack, and it's hissing and striking and flattening itself out and doing all these bluff strikes and everything and pick it up and it rolls over dead with its mouth wide open, tongue hanging out like, like really, really, dude, really put them down into the quarantine rack bin, after kind of checking them out, flip back over like, hey, how you doing? So, really cool, awesome, new species that, like I said, never worked with them before, but really cool. I also picked up another corn snake. I would have to look at the genetics on it, but I do believe it's a classic ochre tea, het albino and it's het for something else, but I would have to look at the genetics, it's in my quarantine rack still, but picked up a male to go with my 2 females. I have a, extreme reverse ochre tea, I also have a, snow as well, both females, so I picked up a male, start growing him out because by that time, my female should be ready to breed. Well, thanks, Mike, thanks. Um Then I picked up a male sand boa, just because I have my female, which she should is up to size, and, I was like, "If I'm gonna do the corn snakes, and I got a female sand boa," I love the sand boas, they're really awesome, really kinda unique, especially when their entire body you open up the tub just like tonight, I went to check on everybody, opened up the tub, slid the tub out, and you just expect to see a pile of sand and dirt, because I keep them in, a sand mixture. But Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can't grab it, and I'll show you, let me see, it is this stuff here mixed with, coconut shore, makes a nice little mixture. Um, she Sandy, my sand boa, seems to like it. It gives her the fluffiness of the coconut shore, and the sand together allows her to make tunnels. I have so she enjoys it. Huh. So as I was saying, but I pull out the tub in that and just her little head sticking out of the sand and you can't see nothing else and you can see her just her little head poking out and she gets starts giving you a little couple little tongue flicks and you know I'll go in there and start rubbing stick my finger down into the sand core mixture and rub her body and then and she'll slowly start coming out of the sand out towards you and that, and they're real cool, got a lot of personality. I wouldn't say as much personality as the corn snakes. The corn snakes, those things are just there's a reason why they call them corn snakes because 'cause they're big corn balls and personality with a ton, you know, you walk up to their enclosure and they're immediately looking at you. They're immediately following you where you're going. You open up their tub and they're immediately inquisitive. So I love my corn snakes. Also picked up 3 breeder females, ball pythons, to go in one was actually a buddy of mine, I picked up for him. We're doing a, split clutch, so what I picked up was, 3 breeder females, all het clown, to replace that female that was supposed to be a female het clown, the orange dream het clown female that turned out to be a male. So, I picked up 3 of them, 2 of them are just normal het clowns, 1 is a pastel het clown. The pastel het clown is gonna go to my OD lesser black het or black pastel hypo boy het clown that's back behind me. The 2 normals are gonna 1 of the normals, my normal, is gonna go to my visual blade clown just to up the percentages of hitting the visual clowns and get more visual clowns into my collection. The idea with him is not only to try to hit the visual clowns, I know the head to head is going to be a little bit higher odds to hit the visuals, but any visuals that I do hit, all are going to be 100% het hypo. Anything that I don't hit a visual is going to be 100% hypo, 66% het clown, which I'll have to test for the clown, of course. Speaking of testing, I got to get a hold of Charlie because I did send out 2 shed tests out to Charlie over at Gray Rider, and that, to test 2 of these girls behind me for hypo. They're both 100% het clown, 50% het hypo. Hopefully, they prove out to be hypo. If they don't prove out to be hypo, they might be going up onto Morph Market or to one of the shows that I'll be, vending, one of my local shows, um, which I am only gonna be vending my local shows. I will be attending or being a Patreon of a lot of expos. For example, tomorrow I am going to be going up to the Columbus Reptile Expo. Let me look exactly, and I'll get you guys an address. It's the Chicago Reptile Expo out there. It's Holiday Inn at Crystal Lake, 800 South Route 31, Crystal Lake, Illinois. We will be out there tomorrow doing a meet and greet, handing out some more of the pens that I have. Um, Mike, I do plan on putting one of those pens off to the side for you, buddy. And that because I do want to make sure you get one of the limited edition Sky High Morph Vote pens. Um, There's another one that I do have to sit off to the side. I'm gonna have to contact the person, see if they can't give me their, mailing address so I can mail that off to them. It was one of the main reasons I wanna have this person have them is because she is actually the very first person to buy my very first snake off of me. So, it is a little bit sentimental, I wanna and she's kept in contact with me. Actually, we became kinda good friends and everything, so it's really actually, I think it's pretty awesome. Oh, well, you're welcome, Mike. But I think it's pretty awesome to be able to see the very first baby that I've ever sold start growing up, seeing how it's progressing, seeing how it's aging, and everything, and she got it's thriving, of course. She does an amazing job at keeping it, but it's just really awesome to be able to see one of your babies, besides the ones you have in your holdback rack, one that you said, "Hey, I'm willing to let this one go." And see how it grows up and see what it turns out to be, and then I really hope that maybe one day she breeds him because I do believe no, it was a female that she bought from me, so I'm hoping here in a couple of years, she breeds her, that way I can see some of the babies that she produces. It is, one of the babies that come from Justin, Kabelka's line, so it is a beautiful baby. Uh, I do believe I labeled it as a fire yellow belly Enchi, 50% het pied. Um, she had it tested because she believed that there was Orange Dream in it. I got a hold of Justin. There was a possibility that the dad had Orange Dream in him. She had it tested. It came out not to have Orange Dream, but there is a couple other babies that does look orange dreamish that he's produced, so I'm thinking about, having him have a multi-panel shed test done on him. Um, he's actually the one I picked up from Justin. I picked him up as a fire yellow belly leopard, 100% het pied. Bred him twice. He's sired 2 clutches. Um, Out of both of the clutches, I've gotten Enchies. One of the clutches had Enchie in the pairing. The mother was a pastel Enchie. The other pairing had no Enchie in it, so that was a surprise to see him pop out Enchies. Then, like I said, I had Billy Rose ID one of the babies that he popped out, and Billy Rose is IDing it as a Orange Dream, Enchi Pied, I do believe he said it is. I believe it's, possibly, Orange Dream Enchi, maybe Yellow Belly or Fire, just because of what the head stamp is. I wish I had a picture that I could pull up. Putting my phone up to the camera is let's see maybe if that will work. Um, Maybe I can do this real quick. Let me see if I can't transfer this over to StreamYard real quick. Go like this, go like this. Let me see. Oh, looky there. Do like that. Uh, Right, so nope, it won't let me do it that way. I was hoping that me doing the split camera, I would be able to get on my phone and download it into it real quick, but it's not letting me. So let me go like this, go like this, go here. Now let me see if I can't do a quick search. Oh my goodness, that dog barking. Dog. Yeah, I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it. Yeah, no, that it ain't going to allow it. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to see it with the glare on. No. Anyways, I tried, guys. I tried. Um. So, anyways, but Billy ID'd it as Orange Dream, but like I said, I'm going to get a shed test done for multi-paneled. I would have sent it out to Charlie with the other two sheds, but Charlie right now don't have a shed test for Orange Dream, believe it or not, which is kind of funny because he has shed tests for a lot of other stuff. Um, and I really don't want to go to RGI. Nothing against RGI. Not saying that they're bad or Ben is a bad person or does testing. It's just that I like to promote my smaller businesses. Um, I can't wait to see what you produce this season, man. Banger stuff. I'm really excited for this season. I'm doing a lot of visuals, head to heads to make my visuals. Trying to get rid of the head army and make it a visual army. So, my biggest pairing that I'm really excited for this season it will be my Dreamsicle clutch, my double recessive. It's actually my first time going for the double recessives. Now I've hit the single gene recessives before. I've hit the pieds before and everything. So, you know, I'm really excited to start doing the double and triple recessive stuff. Now this season, my pairings for this season is I got the dreamsicles that I'm doing. I have a lavender het pied female that is pairing up to a pastel Mojave, double het pied lavender. He's actually supposed to be a triple het, but he's supposed to be triple het lavender pied clown, but the clown is 50%. I never really tested him for it. I'm not too worried about it. If he is, he is. If he ain't, he ain't. Um, I have other plans to get the clown into my Holy Grail project besides him. Um, then my other pairing that I'm doing is, of course, the clowns. So I'm pairing my blade clown to my pet clown girl. Then I am pairing the pastel clown to, let me see, because I want to get his genetics right, to the black pastel Enchi Orange Dream Lesser Hypo Het Clown. So hopefully for visual clowns, visual dreamsicles, um, then I am also doing, the repeat pairing that, did last year to make my visual pieds, which now I have proven him to be, a fire yellow belly Enchi leopard, 100% het pied. The only question is he might be possible orange dream. Now he's going back to my visual pied girl. So trying to repeat the pairing. My hopes is to get a yellow belly Enchi leopard pied because I want to get, like I said, want to get the leopard, yellow belly, and Enchi into my dreamsicles and the Holy Grail. So that's the idea of getting that pairing is to get that into the pied that way it's more better as far as odds go. I could have gotten a dreamsicle on Morph Market auction, but my phone don't work right with Morph Market. Um, yeah, Morph Market, I'm partial to them right now, with everything that's been going on. Don't get me wrong, I like Morph Market. I am a supporter of Morph Market. I do understand that they're trying to be a one-stop shop when it comes to the shipping, it comes to the, auctions, it comes to the husbandry, and everything. Oh, for $30, Mike? Oh, you should oh, man. Oh, wait, no, 300. No, that's about right. Yeah, the Dreamsicles, they ain't no big money snake or anything, but it's to push my project further. I understand it's a dreamsicle, double recessive. It's like having a hypo hide. It's nothing. Let's say $10,000 snake. No, it's not. But it is going to push my project forward, especially with my perfect storm project. I need to start getting those double and triple recessives. Um, But besides that, so I'm redoing the pied pairing that I did last year to produce my pieds. Actually, I do believe I showed you guys a couple of them that I produced. My yellow belly, Enchi het pie or pied girl. Then the fire leopard, pied boy. Um, those two are growing out. But so I'm redoing that pairing to produce, that. I'm also pairing up for ultramales. Um, I have a super Enchi het ultramale girl getting paired up to my black pastel bamboo het ultramale. So kinda excited for that pairing as well, the visual ultramels. I'm really wanting to hit the, black pastel, bamboo ultramel, even though I do know black pastel and Enchi is a lilac. I would like to get one of those as well. DNK, what's going on? How you doing today? Good evening, peeps. I got a ODYB Enchi pastel het pied female that I can't wait to pair up. Also got a pair of het DGs I'm looking to pair up. Nice, man. The Very nice. Yeah, that ODYB Enchi pastel het pied. It's gonna make some beautiful babies. Now, DNK, are you pairing that, het pied female to a visual pied male, or are you going het to het? Now, besides the ultramel, uh, pairing that I'm doing, um, I also have my pastel Enchi, which is just for fun. Oh, nice, visual mail, nice. So that should be, 50/50, odds on your visuals, so you should have, 50% visuals, pied and 50% non-visual pied, but everything that's non-visual is gonna be 100%. So that's awesome, man. Best of luck for you. Hopefully, you hit some of those OD, yellow belly Enchis, 'cause, well, even the yellow belly Enchi pied. Hold on, I'll pull mine out that I produced last year. Uh, let's see. Have you ever heard of Find Your Reptile? Dan Johnson owns it, $15 a month, unlimited right now. No, I haven't, Mike. Find Your Reptile, is that a, husbandry app, or is that like a Morph Market app? Let's see. There you are, and you're out. Okay. So this is the yellow belly and sheep pie girl that I made last year. She has a nice little paradox right here. Real nice, beautiful white belly. And what I also like about her is right there, got a little black X marks the spot. I said, "Produce." Yeah, she is beautiful. Thank you, D&K. I like a I like it listing for animals. Okay, so it's just like Morph Market. Right. Say, huh, I'm gonna have to check that out, Mike. No, I haven't ever heard of Find Your Reptiles. But yeah, D&K, you're going to start producing stuff like this with that pairing. This is the yellow belly enchi. Like I said, the camera don't show the colors as well. I just wanted to show off the pattern so you get an idea when you hatch yours out. So yeah, and then like I said, I was pairing my pastel enchi just for fun, kind of pairing. Actually, she's anything she produces this year is just strictly for sale. It's going to, fund the projects, it's going to help fund, this hobby, and that a lot of the other pairings that I'm doing this year is gonna be to push my projects forward. So I won't have too much besides byproduct for sale this week or, this year coming season. He's located in Pennsylvania. Okay. Um, so with the pastel Enchi, I actually paired her up to 3 different males, had locks from all 3 of them. Or no, I'm sorry, I take that back. Visual locks from 2 of them, a suspected lock from the 3rd. So the first male that I put to her was the fire yellow belly, and she, Leo, het pied boy. I've got locks from them. I actually got babies from them. That was the very first pairing that I ever done, and that's one of the babies that the very first baby that I sold. Actually, I do believe I have one of his babies from there, which is a male. He's pos het pied. He's just a. I labeled him as a fire possible super enchi. Um, and maybe Mike and DK, maybe you guys can, help me with this one because I think he's super etchy, um, only because of the pattern, and I picked up a fire etchy from, Hardwire Exotic earlier this summer. The only difference is the one I picked up from him was, double het hypo clown. Mine is not double het hypo clown, but if you look at the difference as far as the patterning goes, mine is a lot cleaner and a lot more reduced in the alien heads and the keyholes. The one that I got from Hardwire has a lot more keyholes. As far as the coloring goes, they are almost exactly the same. Hold on, let me pull them out and get your guys' opinion. And anybody that watches this replay, if they wanted to leave a comment down in the comment section, I'm always checking the comments, and I will reply to them. Let's see. Right, here's my glue trap. No, it's not feeding time, dude. Yeah. Nice thing is I know all my snakes and I know which ones are gonna tag me and which ones will not, and he will not. He's a good like his dad. So, see, ain't got hardly well, no keyholes. Show you the belly here. Show you his other side from your glue trap. I call him glue trap because if that was a mouse going into his tub, it would have been over with. Now, he does realize the difference between a hand and a mouse. But if you notice, it ain't got none of the keyholes. He don't. Hold on, Mike. His color of his eyes. I want to say they're like a brownish color. It's kind of hard to tell in this light, but I know he ain't got the hazel green eyes like his mom. His mom has, which is a pastel, and she has hazel greenish blue eyes. He does not have those. But now let me pull out the fire entry that I picked up from Hardwire. Now she might tag me. She's a little bit more feisty. Let's see. Right back, girls. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna be docile tonight, huh? All right. Now look at all the extra keyholes on her. And I picked her up as a fire entry, double het hypo clown. See, that side looks kind of like the one I produced, but then you start getting all these keyholes. So, which makes me think that the one I produced is super entry, considering that the mom was a pastel entry and the dad was to known or was proven to have entry in him, even though he wasn't listed as entry. He has some good flaming down that by the belly. Yes, he does. Like I said, his dad come from Justin Canoba, but I'm thinking because, like I said, this is fire entry, but you see all the keyholes, and she has some nice flaming. She got some nice coloring on her. You know, her belly ain't as clean as his. Let me see if I can't get it. Stop. See, the belly ain't as clean as his either. So, which really makes me think that the boy that I produced is super entry. So, not 100% sure. Like I said, I only list them as an entry, because I have a super entry and that which is really clean. I would pull her out, but she's been locking up with she's the super entry ultra male. She's been locking up with my ultra male. So if she is building, I don't want to produce any more stress than I have to on her. No pie in the mix with those tracks. Um, With the female, no, not that I know of. He Hardwire only had or, Tony from Hardwire only had it listed as a fire entry double het hypopide. Now with the boy that I pulled out, the bigger one that I believe might be super entry, he is possible pied. His dad was 100%, so that makes him 50% or what I consider a possible pied. I'm not I don't list stuff unless I'm 100%. So, just like with my, hypo girls that have shed tested, on my clutch cards, it doesn't even say hypo on in that until it comes back as 100%, then I'll put it on my, clutch cards, or I'll put it on my tub cards, or I'll put it on in the genetics. But until it's 100%, usually I don't list it because I don't like listing something and then the person thinking that I'm charging them for that listing. For example, people that list, let's say a yellow belly NG double het DG pied possible het clown. I'm not gonna list the clown because if I'm not 100% sure, I'm not gonna list it. Now, when I sell that animal, I will disclose that information. Hey, he does possibly have clown in him, but I'm not going to list it because I'm not sure. I don't want to put out false information because if I list it, then I'm going to hold myself accountable for it if it doesn't come back proven, if that makes sense. Um, I do believe that breeders should hold themselves accountable for the mistakes they've made, and that in breeding, and that so if I'm not sure, I don't list it. If you buy an animal from me and I disclose, hey, it might have clown in it, or it might have this in it, or it might be possibly that, and you prove it out to be that, more on you. You got an extra gene in your collection that you didn't pay for. Awesome. I'd rather that than you pay for that extra gene and it not prove out. Now I feel bad because I charged you, let's say, an extra $30, $40 on the animal because I thought it might have had something in it that wasn't there. I feel bad. I feel like a piece of crap, and, I'm not that type of breeder, I'm not that type of salesman, I'm not that type of business owner. I wanted to make sure that my customers come first, you know? Don't get me wrong, my animals come before my customers, of course, but when it comes down to me or my customers are always priority. Does he have a pinched head? Um, Hold on, I ain't never looked. Hold on, real second. Most likely daughter said I have him tested. It could be the het pied influence on keyholes. DK agrees, Mike. The keyholes got some good fading of white going on. But let me pull him out and see what your daughter thinks, Mike. See what you think, Derek. Pull him back out. Oh, I'm sorry, I scared you this time, huh? Come here, fat boy. Oh, like, Dad, what the hell are you doing, dude? You just pulled me out, put me back. Now you're pulling me out again. What the hell? You fucking asshole. Ugh. So on the head, there's his eye stripes. He does have kind of thinner eye stripes. There's his head stamp, and again, let's look at his belly. And now he'll get bred eventually. Don't get me wrong. He'll probably get bred back to mom, or to one of his, I guess, half siblings. Um, I really don't want to breed him back to one of the half siblings because I don't want to make all white snakes. Um, because if he's fire and I breed him back to the female, let's say he has yellow belly in him, which fire and yellow belly kind of do the same thing, and that I don't think he does because he don't have as much flaming and blushing on his back in the blacks. Where I believe if he had the yellow belly in him, he would have a lot more of the blushing going on. But at the same time, I think I might just pick up another female pied to go with him, or just send out a shed and have it, Charlie test it. But he's just kinda was for sale, nobody bought him. Now he's almost breeding size, and you know how it is, it's kinda harder to get rid of the bigger animals. So, he will be listed and stayed listed on Morph Market, but he'll probably end up staying in my rack if nobody ends up picking him up, which I don't mind because he's a real sweetheart. Like I said, normally, if it was food, he would've been tagging on it like no tomorrow, but because it's my hand, he doesn't. He's been out to the shows quite a few times with me as a, ambassador animal, not for show, just to be an ambassador for the people to hold, and that because I do trust him around people, I do trust him enough to let little kids hold him because, like I said, he is a big sweetheart. He is so reduced, it's hard to see on the belly. Yeah, yeah, and that's what I'm saying is, um, which makes me believe super inchy. With the reduction of the keyholes, how clean his belly is, how clean his pattern is, um, and that. But at the same time, I do know fire cleans it up. So, it could be the fire in him. Yeah, it could be the pie influence as well, like Derek and you said, Mike, um, because I do know that pie influence can clean up the pattern a lot as well. Um, so back to the pairing with the pastel and cheese. Like I said, I paired his dad up to her, got the visual locks. I paired up the pastel Mojave double het that's going the double het dreamsicle. I paired them or him up to her with visual locks. And then I paired up the Orange Dream Het Clown, which was supposed to be a female, which is now a male. I paired him up, no visual locks, but I did see courting behavior. Now that male, he went over to actually my buddy Chad Johnson from what is it, Heroic Serpent Sales. We're doing a split clutch. He picked up a breeder female het clown, and that I told him I have the male that's ready. I wasn't doing nothing with him because he was supposed to be a female, turned out to be a male, so I didn't really have any plans for him. So I told him, "You could go ahead, take them for a couple months, get a couple good locks from them. Let me know when they have babies, or when you feel that she's gravid, I'll take the male back. Um, once she has eggs, let me know. We'll do a split clutch. But honestly, I'll probably be just letting him keep every baby. Like, I'm not too concerned about it. You know, if he hits the let's say he hits the odds, he'll end up with Orange Dream clowns, very beautiful animals. Um, anything that's not a visual is going to be 66% het for them. I'm not huge on like I said, I'm not huge on the 66% odds. Um, I like to have a visual. Same with I got to talk to John from Mad River. I did talk to him a little bit. He said he has a pastel double het VPI clown male that's ready to rock and roll, which is great. But I don't want to hurt his feelings. I don't want to be disrespectful to him or anything. But I think I'm going to pass on the double het male. Now I'm gonna ask him to see his holdback rack, but because I would prefer to have a visual VPI male het clown or a visual clown het VPI, because the female that I'm pairing them to would be a double het VPI clown girl. So I don't wanna do double het to double het. I'm already doing some of those pairings later on, not next, or not this season, but the following season. I will have, my triple het to triple het, which is a triple het hypo G stripe clown to a triple het hypo G stripe clown. Um, so I'm already doing enough het to het pairings. I'm doing enough double hets to double hets stuff. I kinda wanna get away from the double hets. I wanna kind to do more of visuals. Um, just to up my percentage of odds. It's all about playing the odds. It's all about playing that game. We all know that. Um, so besides that, I also, like I was saying, is I do have another pairing. I have a pinstripe female. She's just not quite ready yet. She just laid about 4 months ago, so she needs a couple more months to get size back on her, to get some more, food in her, let's say, and then she'll be getting paired back up. Um, and I do believe that will be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 7 pairings that I plan on doing this year. Now last year I only did 3 to 4, so I'm kind of trying to double what I did last year as far as pairings go. But like I said, a lot of the pairings this year ain't just for fun. Where last year was a lot of, hey, let me see if I can pair this. Let me see if I can do this. Let me have a little bit of fun with this and see what it's all about. I did that. Now it's time to start getting serious, start pushing towards my projects. So a lot of stuff that I'm going to have available is going to be a lot of my byproduct. I apologize to the public now that it ain't gonna be nothing, super fancy, um, but we'll see, 'cause like I said, I do have the Dreamsicle clutch, that hopefully I get some double visuals out of that, but who knows, I can still produce pieds, I still produce lavenders, with the codons that pastel Mojave pieds, pastel Mojave lavenders, and a mixture between the 2, and the goal, fingers crossed, is to hit the pastel Mojave lavender pied, of course. Um, Actually, I would like to just hit the Mojave lavender pied without the pastel, only because later on, I'm wanting to put blackhead or black pastel into it. Um, so I kinda don't want the pastel. Uh, I kinda wanna go more of the darker jeans with my, lavenders, not the lighter jeans, because I wanna try to bring in more of those, darker bruised purplish lavenders, um, colors. I know we call it lavender, but it really ain't a lavender color. Um, Chris Eaton just did a funny ass video on that about us reptile breeders, especially ball python breeders, being colorblind. I thought it was fucking hilarious. If you guys haven't watched it, go check it out. It is really funny. Um, but like I said, I want to try to get more of the darker genetics into my lavenders, not the lighter ones. Um, Especially going with the Holy Grail project, and I'm already with the Perfect Storm project. I'm already throwing in VPI, which is definitely a lightning gene. You know, um, or we're already going to be throwing in, other things. Oh, yeah, people are definitely sleeping on pinstripe. Definitely people are sleeping on the pinstripe, Derek. Another gene that I believe a lot of people are sleeping on is the bongo. Um, you don't see a lot of the bongo, but bongo is freaking awesome. Matter of fact, hold on, I'll pull out my blackhead, or yeah, blackhead pastel bongo. Where are you at? Hi, buddy. Oh, dropping everything. Blackhead pastel bongo. No recessives, all codoms. Look at that pattern. Look how beautiful that is. Kinda blows out the wax out those keyholes, kinda connects all the alien heads a little bit with the black pastel, or the black head and the pastel. Stop, let people see your head. See, a lot of people sleeping on that bongo, and bongo is does some amazing stuff. Like I said, just a 3 gene codons, 3 codons. Beautiful, beautiful animal. I believe a lot of it has to do with the blackhead and the bongo. Yeah, okay. Derek says, "My good friend got 2 big bongo females last year to make Pompeys with." Is that yeah, exactly. And a lot of people sleep on that bongo. A lot of people sleep on that pinstripe. A lot of people don't wanna work with the pinstripe because it's such a strong gene that they think it's gonna overpower everything. But in the right combinations, the pinstripe gene really complements it. For example, a pinstripe clown. I do believe the pinstripe really complements the clown pattern. Um, Same with like the bongo. I do believe the bongo with pinstripe will really complement the pinstripe, or even bongo with let's say acid or confusion, which is a gene that I wanna get into my collection is, confusion. But, yeah, a lot of people sleep on these regular codoms, and I don't understand why. Because some of these codoms that they don't work with, or they don't do a lot with, really do some really awesome stuff. Another key one that a lot of people sleep on is the Lori, which I don't have in my collection, but the Lori is another one that is slept on that can do some really amazing stuff. Says you put pastel with pin, you get the lemon blast, but what if you add DG to that mix? Exactly. You know, you put DG, or what if you put the lemon blast with the hypo? Hypo DG. Pastel and DG are big things. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Um, and that's something I didn't see a lot at Tinley. I didn't see a whole lot of combinations with, let's say, black pastel or the regular pastel. Um, I like you said, I seen a lot more like acids. I seen a lot of confusions. I seen a lot of puzzle. I seen at Tinley, I seen a lot of DG, Hypo, Ultramel, Monarch. Um, I didn't see a lot of Bongo. I didn't see a lot of Bamboo, which I have in my collection. That's another one I think people sleep on. I didn't see a lot of the pinstripe stuff. As a matter of fact, I seen more spider stuff at Tinley than I did pinstripe. Matter of fact, I don't even think I seen a single pinstripe at Tinley this year. All right, but yeah, I did see spider stuff. Um, the new Gorilla Gene, uh, I'm partial on that Gorilla Gene, Derek. I really believe that gorilla is just a genetic blackback. Um, you put them side to side, and that they look too similar, way too similar for them to say that they're different. Now, unless, shed testing comes available to prove that the gorilla is not genetic blackback, then yes, but as far as I'm concerned, it looks too similar to it to say that it's a different gene. Christina with Neurify has some nice confusion combos for Cell. Say that's nice to know, 'cause, I know tax return when I'm able, because I right now, I've done spent all my years reinvestment money. Is what I do is every year I give myself a certain amount of money that I'm allowed to reinvest into the business. That's personal money that I use to reinvest. Um, that way I set a goal or set a limit, because if I don't, I'll definitely go over it. definitely, easily too. So I give myself X amount of dollars, usually, it's anywhere from 5 to 10,000, for the year, and that's what I use to reinvest if it's into new genetics or if it's into, more equipment or new equipment that I need and that, now that reinvestment money is not for, let's say, the, bedding or overhead costs. It's just reinvestment money. So once I understand what I'm gonna have for my reinvestment money for next season, I do plan on picking up some more genetics. Like I said, I'm going to talk to John from Mad River. He does have that pastel double het male ready to rock and roll, but like I said, I wanna kind of work more with the visual than the male or the, double hets. So I'm gonna talk to him, see if he has a visual, VPI het clown, see what he wants for that. Then I'm going to get a hold of Billy Rose, because he has the enhancer and he has a clean line of enhancer that I wanna work with to get into my perfect storm project. So, I wanna get a hold of him as well, and like I said, I also wanna get acid. I want, either acid, confusion, or, something along that line. Um, Another one that what was the name of it? The Bambino, is another one that I was looking in. It's a new genetics, really, really amazing. I think it's, what is it? Ball pit pythons, I think their name is, or pit ball or something like along those lines, and that he's working with it, hold on, let me pull up my Morph Market, and I'll give you the exact information on that, Bambino gene, 'cause the Bambino gene is giving me a real, monsoon vibe, like, but it's not a recessive, it's a codon. So let's go here, let's go here. If I knew how to do screen share and stuff, guys, I definitely would do that. I have to look into the stuff like that. Let's see, Bambino, who founded it? Reptile Pit. That's their name, Reptile Pit. Um, they so go on to Marf Market or Google Reptile Pit. Um, look at the Bambino gene. It gives you me a real, like I said, monsoon vibe. I love that monsoon. So if I can get something in monsoon-ish, but without the recessive and be a codom, fucking awesome, man. But what they're asking for it is, anywhere from, I think it was 35K to 40K. I think that is UK money. Let me double check. Nope, nope, nope. That's 35,000, 34,000. US. So not exactly the cheapest of jeans, for a bamboo or a Bambino Hurricane Lesser, they're asking 45 to 46,000. Um, so not a cheap thing to get into. Hey, Sean O'Connor, thank you for joining us tonight. A little late, but better late than never. Uh, but yeah, the Bambino, like I said, they want a pretty penny for it, but it is something that I think could really, really make big impact and big waves in the ball python, market, especially, like I said, if it's giving off the monsoon vibes, but it's not a recessive, so you don't have to have the 2 copies or wait 6 years because you're working with 1 copy and you have to make heads. Um, Super late, I'll have to be replay crew. Well, I appreciate that, Shauna. Mike says, "Hey, girl, how you doing?" Um, so with that Bambino, like I said, with it being a codominatus recessive, I believe it's gonna make big waves. Um, Definitely the price. point is going to have to drop, especially in the US market. I don't believe a lot of people's go right now, especially with how the market is right now, is finally coming back down to a balance after COVID and all that craziness that happened during that time and after COVID. Um, so it is starting to balance itself back out. So I don't believe, 35 to 45K is a reasonable price. I think that's a little high for the market nowadays right now. Um, but who knows, it definitely could the market could jump back up. Um, it's our market, so we kinda dictate what's going on with it. So and at one point, I don't wanna say it should be cheaper because, that is kinda going to hurt the market, but at the same time, it being so expensive, if everybody's charging that type of money for their animals, that also is gonna hurt the market. So we gotta find a medium balance point right there. But that's a whole 'nother conversation for a whole 'nother podcast, guys. Um Trust me, we'll go over marketing and everything like that. But with that, we're going to go ahead. What? Hold on a second. Confusion. Enchi Leo Yellowboy Pied Het Lab. She has for sale. Ooh, what is she asking for that, Mike? Because that definitely would really help in my lab. Now I'm hoping you're meeting lab, not lab. Um, But that definitely will help in my, dreamsicle project, because like I said, I wanna get that Enchi and the yellow belly in there, and with the confusion and Leo, that would be a nice addition to go into that, Holy Grail project. Definitely would be. Yeah, ask her, Mike, let me know, message me on IG, or Facebook, um, with that. Now, tomorrow we will be, like I said, out at the Chicago Reptile Expo. We're doing a little meet and greet, passing out the vote for us pins and that the limited edition pins. I think we got about 25 left. Um, we're going to be going up there to meet up with Eric Smith from ERS Reptiles and a couple other people. I will be doing a live on Instagram and TikTok of it tomorrow. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for that. Um, Also, just a reminder, starting January until the end of February, we're gonna be doing our giveaway. Um, so make sure you're tuning in for that. The entry entry word, it will be a different word every week. You have only enter one time to enter into the contest, but the more entry words you submit for each week, so say week 1, you put in your entry word, week 2, you put in the entry word. The more times you put in those entry words, the higher up on the rankings you go. First place ranking will get that $500 prize. Second place ranking will get the $300 prize. Third place ranking will get the $200 prize. If there is any ties, we will do a spin for the tiebreaker. All right. The winner of the tiebreaker will get the prize. The other person, I'm sorry about the luck. We will try to come up with a constellation prize. If it's merch or if it's maybe another $100 or something, we'll try to figure that out. Um, but make sure you guys are subscribing. Make sure you guys are turning on that notification bell because you don't want to miss this because it's free money to you guys. Really, it's free money. All you guys got to do is follow me and support me and put in a little message with the entry word to my Instagram. I mean, it's really simple. You don't have to do much. You besides a little bit of typing on your phone. You know, and your chance to get $500 for nothing. Just for my way of saying thank you for supporting me, supporting my channel, supporting our business, and being part of the dreamer community. Um, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and roll our outro. Let me do like this. And remember, guys, hard work, determination, and positivity, your dreams too can become a reality.
Adam Wickens with Wickens Wicked Reptiles.
Believe it, the reptile community and reptile industry, they re-submerged the ship, and here we are still going.
This war's been going on. I can barely even handle my emotions that we've finally got this stupid law that was made for ridiculous reasons off the books.
There were some mistakes made on April 6th, and I hope we can learn from those to reverse the interstate ban on any transportation of species listed as curious on the species.